Well, welcome to Just Rank. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for coming to see us. This is the show where four guys rank their top favorite four songs with an honorable mention or more. This week's topic, you may need a postgraduate degree to figure out if your song is yacht or nyat. We're talking about Blue-Eyed Soul, and we are talking about Yacht Rock. I'll give you an idea of what Yacht Rock is all about. Yacht Rock, from my handy little note card here, Yacht Rock is influenced by jazz, R&B, and has to have some smoothness. All right, so if that's not indescript enough, the tempo is rarely slow, but almost never super fast. There's a pocket groove and often a bounce. There are acts who made Yacht Rock, but not all of their music is yacht rock. Soft rock, a lot of people put soft rock into yacht rock. Soft rock tends to be more acoustic driven, like America or Bread. Yacht rock, it's a boatload of not so guilty pleasures. One note of this is it's not a very diverse group of people. Not a lot of people are allowed into that yacht club. So let the arguments begin. We're going to start with Dink. There you go, Dink.
All right, I already have arguments. Okay, so no, and I love that description. I think that's fair. But we've talked pre-production. We've talked in our group chat. I've talked to my wife. I've talked to other Yacht Rock listeners. I know that you guys have as well, Chris, your sister, everyone, right? So everyone's got a little bit of a different spin on it, right? Because it is a made-up genre that I like. I like all this shit. Me personally, I consider it soft rock. It is the cheesy stuff. And I say cheesy, but I mean that in a very positive way because I love it all. But when you said about the acoustic-driven, slower, I have some of that shit on this list. So this is going to be really interesting, right? And there could be a whole bunch of Bonhams on everybody's list. No, we're not taking that. We'll see. We'll see. So, and my other disclaimer, because I like to throw these out, nobody gives a shit anyway. Toto and Steely Dan are largely considered yacht rock. I love both those bands. Neither one of them made my list. Let it be known if they were on the list, if I did this true, it would probably be 2 Toto songs, 2 Steely Dan songs, and a rando. I just left them off. I don't like to consider either one of them yacht rock, and I know that they are really, especially Steely Dan, predominantly considered jazz-infused music. You know what I mean? And I know Donald Fagen doesn't like it. Neither do I.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Right. Not Donald Fagen. Anyway. And you could throw in Hall & Oates in Chicago too. Some people put those on the list. That didn't make my list. I don't consider either one of those on the yacht rock list. So let's just roll out
50-50.
Yeah, I'll roll out number 4. Number 4 is a remake. Number 4 is Leo Sayer, More Than I Can Say. It is a cover of a song from the 60s that was written by Sonny Curtis and Jerry Allison, who were in the Crickets with Buddy Holly. So they released the song in 59, the two of them, after Buddy died in the infamous The Day the Music Died with the Big Bopper and Richie Valens. And then Bobby V, who took over for Buddy Holly in Fargo on the tour, because they needed a headliner, right? So this teenage kid came on. And then Bobby V, 2 years later in 61, recorded this song. In 1980, Leo Sayer, an Australian guy, and if anyone, to take a page out of Joe's book, if anyone knows Dink likes many things. Dink likes Australian artists, right? Leo Sayer is an Australian artist. And this song has stayed with me through my entire life since it was released. I sing it probably once or twice every couple of months, just randomly out of the blue, even though I haven't heard it. Whoa, yay, yay. just randomly, right? I don't understand why that is. But yeah, is it considered yacht rock? I don't know. Like I said, it went number 2, to take a page out of Jimmy's book, number 2 on the Billboard, and 1 or 2 in a bunch of other countries, right? Canada, Scotland, Ireland. It was a banger, right? A huge hit in 80 for Leo. Yeah, that's my number 4. Any complaints?
Everyone complains if everyone's trying to get their songs into the yacht rock, genre. There's constant debates. There are Facebook pages designed just to argue your point. I know the song. I'm not super familiar with it. I don't have the pedigree to say yay or nay.
Okay. And it was
probably his. Most artists that are considered yacht rock don't want to be known as yacht rock.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing, right? Like some people are trying to get in, some people don't want to be known as it, right? So
we were talking before. I saw his name on a couple of the lists. You know what I mean? Like those random fucking Spotify, Wikipedia lists. His name was on there.
It gets played on the Sirius Yacht Rock station. That's because my wife loves it. It's playing in the kitchen all the time. You're going to hear Leo. And it's actually not even this song per se.
Right. Absolutely. I saw him on there more than once.
Yeah, When I Need You, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. That sounds a little bit like the Bee Gees with the high octave, right? Like,
that's disco.
That's disco.
That's disco to me, right? Yeah. But they play it on the Yacht Rock station. I think because he's labeled as an artist that's in the genre. So I'm like, make up your mind, guys. That's not yacht rock. But I think that this song that I'm talking about is. So I can
to be fair to the yacht, if you're talking about the XM station, they have to fill 8 hours of programming. So they're gonna slide, acts in there left and right. Because my wife listens to probably 75% yacht rock all the time. During the summer when yacht rock is on XM, it's on in the car, and I'll be like, yeah, that doesn't qualify. That's just they're just trying to fill a void. Because what is there? 32 yacht rock songs?
Right. Well, I don't know. Steely Dan's got more than that.
Right. Yeah, you could do all Toto Steely Dan. Right?
I'm thinking.
Right.
Okay, I'll move on to number 3. It's probably going to cause even more of a stink because it is acoustic laden country rock, soft rock /soft rock. And it is Poco, Crazy Love. Again, some people might not put this in the yacht rock, right? I do. Because for me, even though Jimmy said it wasn't, for me, yacht rock is soft rock. And when I think of this, it's one of my favorite soft rock songs of all time, hence being number 3. When I looked it up, is Poco yacht rock? AI said, yes, Poco falls within the yacht rock parameters. I didn't even know if I agreed with it myself. And I'm like, okay, it does. So I'm putting it in there because I love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anyway, to move on and this helps. Go ahead.
So far, these 2 songs do not make me feel like I'm holding a champagne flute on the Ides of the Sea yacht. So I'm just saying that.
Right. No, I totally get that. One of my next 2 will, and then my other one probably will put you right back to not holding any flute, skin, or otherwise.
Maybe in a dinghy. Maybe I'm in a dinghy at this point, but not quite a yacht.
I'm always in the fucking dinghy for sure.
Maybe after a couple more drinks, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Maybe I was
brought to you by 805. This is the greatest, lightest tasting beer I've ever had, and I thank you for your sponsorship. Here we go.
Nice, good job. Imagine you're on a boat. I'm on a boat.
805. You couldn't ship to Minnesota?
Yeah, what is this shit? All right, moving along to I guess I'm still on number 3. So this will help. This will help Poco's case. In the band is Jim Messina. Largely, Loggins and Messina are considered Yacht Rock. So in the band was Jim Messina and Richie Fury, who came from Buffalo Springfield. Buffalo Springfield, clearly not.
Correct.
But they came to Poco, and maybe that's why they get a pass. In my notes here, I have also Rusty Young, who is the vocals on this song, George Grantham, who's the percussionist, and Randy Meisner. Randy Meisner, famously known as being in this band, leaving this band to join the Eagles. And I know that we don't really like to talk about the Eagles in this forum. I'm not sure why. I like the Eagles. Anyway.
Who?
Yeah, so Randy Meisner was in this band, left, joined the Eagles, replaced by Timothy B. Schmidt, who they both auditioned to be in this band, and Randy beat him out. Funny enough, Randy left the Eagles, Timothy B. Schmidt left Poco and replaced Randy in the Eagles. Replaced him twice. I thought that was kind of bizarre. And of course, they both,
coattails.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the Eagles because it's Yacht Rock, but they both sing huge songs for the Eagles. I can't tell you why. Timothy sings my favorite Eagles song, and Randy.
I can't tell you why either.
Why? I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you what Yacht Rock is, so I certainly can't tell you why.
That was an informational show.
And Randy sings "Take It to the Limit," right? So that's kind of neat. But of course, we're not talking about the Eagles. Yeah, I don't know. Like I got in my notes here. It should also be noted that since we're on Yacht Rock, Timothy B. Schmidt not only worked in those two bands, but he sang backup vocals on Steely Dan's Pretzel Logic, Royal Scam, and Asia albums. That is definitely Yacht Rock. So maybe it's the Timothy B. Schmidt and the Jim Messina that gets Poco a pass. But if you listen to them outright, standalone, they're country rock. They're acoustic-laden rock. They're not carrying any flutes.
I do have a great crossover reference to Steely Dan, Asia Artwork, the album cover, and Poco, as well as America's Greatest Hits. The artist for 3 of those albums was Phil Hartman, the actor. Before he was an actor on SNL, he was a graphic artist, and he designed several albums, Steely Dan's Asia, Poco. I don't know which album it was exactly, but he also did History, America's Greatest Hits.
Yeah, nice. I did not know that. That's a really cool. And of course, Phil's Canadian, and of course,
Canadian content.
Sadly, Phil killed himself, right? So,
no, his wife.
No, that was not. That was not a suicide.
His wife.
That was
wife.
That was his wife.
Yeah.
Okay. I stand corrected. Right. Good job.
Wow, right. Thanks, and I will mention this is the 7th straight episode where we've mentioned death.
We like to get it in, right?
And keep it going.
Yeah, we do.
Going this long.
That's cool.
We're your positivity podcast.
That's cool.
That's cool.
While we talk about death, I love to enjoy my 805 beer.
Well, seriously, 805, would it kill you to send a
It happens all the time. This crazy death of mine. So anyway, all right, I'll move along to number 2. Clearly a Yacht Rock song, no debate here.
We'll see.
You know, with the help of Michael McDonald, this is Kenny Loggins. This is it. This is a Yacht Rock song.
This is a Yacht Rock song.
Yeah, this is Yacht Rock.
Before Kenny became the king of the soundtrack, right? Michael McDonald co-wrote the song, so that was a big help. The song won Best Pop Vocal Performance in February of '81 at the 23rd Grammys, beating Christopher Cross, Paul Simon, Kenny Rogers, and Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
So that was kind of, yeah. Kenny has been known to say that it's not a song about love, it's a song about life. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, make no mistakes where you are.
Right. There's just something about this song. Again, it's kind of like Leo Sayer. I'll find myself singing this song randomly when it hasn't even been played. It's just in my head. My wife loves this song as well. And Michael's just so Michael, right? Michael is, as much as I love the Doobies and didn't include them on the list, this is the closest you're going to get for me, because I could do a full Doobies episode. And I could do Toto and Steely Dan full episodes, Chicago, Hall Notes, full episodes. I don't know if we ever will. We have to do Bananarama first. But yeah.
Same song 4 times.
But Kenny's voice in this song, right? Because Kenny, like when he became the king of the soundtrack, like he sings, full, I think more, whether it's Danger Zone or whatever, he sings Footloose, more full Kenny voice, where this song, there's some whisper, there's the lighter side of his voice, right? And then that like that whole beat that's in the background. I think this song is just incredible. So that's
a good song.
That's my number 2. Any arguments?
Nope. I think probably the first song you mentioned, we all universally say that's Yacht Rock.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how can you go wrong with Michael McDonald? I mean, we've talked about Michael McDonald on several different episodes. The guy's a virtuoso and multi-genres. Great pianist. Yes. And he's got that one of the most unforgettable voices there is.
Totally, right? Like
right away that Michael McDonald is singing.
Yep. Right. Yep. And okay, so on to my number 1. My number 1 again is going to skirt the rules, run the guidelines, right around the edge. But it was my easy pick here because it is on the infamous Dink's Top 20. It's like death. We get it in every episode. This sits at
number 14.
No, I believe it is number 9. Oh, I didn't write it down.
Yeah, by the 20th episode, we're going to have his entire top 20.
We're really close already to having them all.
There's a
couple that we probably never will.
I'm still waiting for 19.
And this was also a wedding related song, so I couldn't not because of my love for this song and
your love for crashing weddings.
We're talking cheesy anyway. So for I guess my love for my wife, but my love for this song, I wanted this song to be involved in my wedding even before my wife and I dated. But this is Climax Blues Band, I Love You. It is a ballad, right? Is it Yacht Rock? It's if you look it up by definition, Climax Blues Band is considered Yacht Rock. But is that from Couldn't Get It Right, or is that from this song? You know what I mean? Where Couldn't Get It Right, it's got a catchy groove, where this is a melodic, organ piano driven ballad. So it's another one that released on Valentine's Day in '81. And of course, like I said, it was their second big hit after Couldn't Get It Right. Derek Holt is on vocals, where Colin Cooper, the saxophone. He's the singer for Couldn't Get It Right, right? So, and of course, Colin Cooper and Pete Haycock, the guitarist, are both dead, so that's kind of sad. Here's a little police tie-in from our episode 9. Go back and watch it. Derek Holt worked with Stuart Copeland, the singer of I Love You, worked with Stuart Copeland on the title track for Star Wars animation series Droids Trouble Again, and they also recorded Love Sessions together. In Holt's biography, and I got to read a little bit because I thought this was really interesting. I had known Stuart for many years prior to him forming the Police. His brother Miles had a house in St. John's Wood in London. Climax used to stay there, and occasionally when gigging in London, Miles was Climax Blues Band's manager.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a very young Stuart practicing drums in the cellar of a very large house. It was one of those moments when I said to Stuart, "You're playing great. Keep it up. You could do very well." Pretty famous last words by Derek.
Yeah,
because the Police kind of blow Climax Blues Band out of the water.
Right.
You're going to go far, kid. Good on those drums. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's my favorite drummer of all time. But yeah, Miles is also the Police's manager as well.
Yeah, correct. So there you go. So, and again, I'll take a page out of Jimmy's book. This I Love You spent 27 weeks on the charts, peaking at number 12, reaching number 20 on the adult contemporary. And that's where you draw the line with soft rock, adult contemporary versus yacht. I don't know. It's widely considered to be one of the greatest studio pianists of all time is Nicky Hopkins, who played on this song. He died in 94. If you don't know who Nicky Hopkins is, he worked with The Who, The Kinks, Jeff Beck, Joe Cocker, Joe Harrison, John Lennon, Jefferson Airplane, Rod Stewart, and a shit ton of Stones. Nicky Hopkins And the song "I Love You" is organ driven because Derek Holt's at the organ, right? Or the keyboards, but the piano in the background with Nicky Hopkins playing, and Nicky Hopkins plays the piano on "Sympathy for the Devil," "Give Me Shelter," "Angie," "Fool to Cry," and "Waiting on a Friend." Pretty famous piano stuff there, right?
Right.
And another side note to this, the strings arrangement for this song is by David Campbell. So you got Nicky Hopkins and David Campbell were both worked on this song, who were bigger than Climax Blues Band, and they weren't in the band. Who is he, do you ask? No, you don't, but I'm telling you anyway. He is a Canadian-born arranger, composer, conductor who's done many films and worked with many artists: the Stones, Metallica, Neil Diamond, Radiohead, Rush, Michael Jackson, Aerosmith, Garth Brooks, just to name a few, and an insane amount of songs and the same amount of albums he's been involved with. Far too many lists. But he's also worked a shit ton with his son, and his son is Beck.
Wow.
I had no idea what.
Yeah,
Beck
so that I
maybe.
found, and I didn't know that either. I found that out, in my research, and I thought that was really interesting. But anyway, "I Love You" by the Climax Blues Band is my number one song, whether you think it's yacht rock or not. And as a bonus, an ode to Joe, it was covered by Tesla on their Twisted Wires and Acoustic Sessions album.
Yep, I have that. It's great album.
Yeah.
That's the only way I know that song.
Oh, and a funny little side note, because I know you like memories. I got a buddy, Chris, you've met him. His name's Andy, Belleville guy. Did a reading at my wedding. You probably met him a bunch of times at my place back in the day. Years ago, just pre-internet, or actually probably early internet, but no one knew how to use it, but definitely pre-downloading. I used to sing like excerpts from this song, and I didn't know who sang it. When I was a younger, and I used to be like, fuck, I wish I knew who sang that song. I love that song. and my buddy Andy thought the same thing. He goes, yeah, when you figure that out, let me know, because I like that song too. So he must have said something to his dad. So his dad was in Ottawa, went to Ottawa from Belleville, and was in a record shop and sang it to the guy behind the counter. And this is probably 97, 98. So yeah, internet was around, but you didn't know, like, you dial up, you wouldn't bother searching, right? And the guy knew, of course, the record shop owner knew who it was, and he bought various K-Tel, Polytel compilation with it on it, because they didn't have, in the record shop, they didn't have any Climax Blues Band stuff, because they're huge. Anyway, he came back with this compilation and gave it to Andy, and Andy, when next time I was back down home in Belleville, because I was living in Kitchener, he said, hey, Dink, I got that song. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Right. So, and then of course now it's, of course that's who sings it. How do you not know that? Anyway, I've lost you guys, so I will move on to my honorable mentions. As you're all scrambling to think, holy fuck, mine aren't that bad. Dinks aren't. None of these are yacht rock. My honorable mentions was a log jam. I know you guys love that, so I'm not talking about these songs, and hopefully you don't have any of these, but it was because they're probably not yacht rock either. Orleans, Dance With Me, Player Baby Come Back, Ace, How Long, Exile, Kiss You All Over,
There's my top four.
And Atlantic Rhythm Section, So Into You. Log jam of 5. Fuck it, scrapped them all. I love all those songs, scrapped them all. I blanketed my honorable mention to Dan Fogelberg. Dan Fogelberg's not yacht rock. I looked him up. It says he's yacht rock. Dan Fogelberg is folk. I know Dan Fogelberg is soft rock. But I love Dan Fogelberg. Love him. And I love mainly his 3 big tracks, right? Leader of the Band, Longer, and Old Lang Syne, right? And I had some notes, but I've gone on too long. Leader of the Band is a tremendous ode to the father. Longer is a great love ballad, and Old Lang Syne is a dedication to a girl that he ran into, an old high school girlfriend, when he was back in Aurora, Illinois, for his parents' place at Christmas time, and ran into her. So I am that guy who watches Forensic Files, and people are paroled or victims, and then I search them up on Facebook, right? So yeah, and it's weird. You can fucking find anyone, right? Like, it's just so bizarre, right? Like, this guy's paroled. He fucking killed someone, served his 20 years. There he is right there with his grandkids. Anyway, pre-Dan Fogelberg dying in 2007, which I think it was right around 08 or 09, the girl that story's about came out after Dan died and said, "I'm the person." Right? I'd already found her.
It's always after they're dead. Now we know we can
found her, because if you did a deep dive back then, you could find who are these songs about, right? Probably before Reddit. Who are these songs about? Right? It was probably Ask Jeeves.
But I love it when they always come out after the person dies, because then no one can contest it. It's like, oh, it was me.
Right.
Me.
Right. But anyway, I already knew she was. I stalked her on Facebook. But now every year, like around Christmas time, I'll go to her page and you'll see people, like this public post, people will put on, "I think of you every time I hear this song," and blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Bet she loves that.
Yeah, I bet she loves that too. Oh, she probably does, right? Like,
she's infamous.
Yeah. But anyway, that's it. That's my list, right? I kind of motored through the end there, but I probably went on too long as well. So
not at all.
And I'm sure you're like, Dan Fogelberg is not Yacht Rock.
I think we're gonna find by the end of the show that there's quite a few songs like that's not Yacht Rock, and we're gonna find out at the end of the show. No one really knows what Yacht Rock is.
Nobody knows, right? Well, Jimmy knows.
Jimmy, except for
Jenny knows.
Jimmy fucking knows. Look at that smug look on his face. He's like, you.
Yeah, and I bet my wife knows. She'll be like,
he's like, you ignorant fucks.
Before you did your list, why would you? I know Dan Fogelberg too. Why would you include? You know, Dan Fogelberg's not Yacht Rock.
Oh, I can't wait for Jenny to listen to this. What are they thinking?
What are they talking about?
We're the Doobie Brothers.
Makes me want to be on a boat.
Well,
anyway, that's it, boys. That's my list.
On that note, it looks like Chris, you're up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm throwing it upstairs to REO Speedwagon.
If only.
Funny you say that.
No, I love REO Speedwagon. I do not love Yacht Rock. Say that right now.
I think Cinderella's now watching.
A quick segment.
I think we broke him.
No, I have not had more anxiety about a list over this one because I'm looking at stuff online like, was that Yacht Rock? And I messaged Jake, hey, is this Yacht Rock? No, stay away from it. Just stick to the list on Spotify. Well, it's on the fucking list on Spotify. You say it's not, but it's clearly here. It says it is here.
Well, you shouldn't have went to me. Let's listen to my list.
So talking to you, I was looking for clarity, and I got less than clarity. Got murky.
I'm there. I'm always there for you, brother.
Welcome to Yacht Rock.
So, anyways, I kind of stuck to basic, except for there's going to be argument probably about one, but if I've got descriptions of why it's Yacht Rock because stuff to back me up. But anyways,
bring it.
I'm looking forward to doing this list so I don't have to listen to Yacht Rock for a while because I'm tired of listening.
Hallelujah.
Oh, sorry, my sister is
a
Yacht Rock fan, but I'm not. Anyways, so it was kind of hard to do. But there's a couple of songs that I remember. So I went with them. And then one that is, people are going to argue about for sure. Anyways, my number 4 is Sailing by Christopher Cross, 1980. Yep. Because I don't know a lot of Yacht Rock, but I do know that song. I know Arthur's theme from Christopher Cross and from the movie. And when I was a kid growing up, this one kind of, I think, even people that don't know Yacht Rock or don't like it might like this song or might like Christopher Cross. He's got an amazing voice. His guitar playing is really, really good. Yeah. Couple of things when I was doing research, I found I don't have a lot, but a little Minnesota side to this. It was recorded with 3M Digital because 3M's was originated in Minnesota, and it was one of the first digital audios to chart. One of the first songs that was recorded audio to chart.
DDD.
So, anyways, that's all I have on that one. I like his voice. I like the song. It's one of the Yacht Rock songs that I don't turn off when it comes on the radio.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Yep. I won't comment much because that might be on my list as well.
Oh, so it was a massive hit. That album was massive. Won a boatload of Grammys. My name here is Ride Like the Wind. So
my body's weak.
But yeah, good pull. Like it was on my list, but
That's true. Yacht
It's
Rock.
funny for Yacht Rock. I'm like, that's pretty cliche. I'm going to leave Christopher off of it.
But I'll go Dan Fogelberg instead.
I'll go
Dan Fogelberg.
I'll go folk instead.
But like, I don't know a lot. I didn't know a lot of Yacht Rock, but when I started listening, and I'm like, I like his voice, and I like the way he plays guitar, and I just like that song. And I don't. Again, I honestly I don't like a lot of Yacht Rock music, so very picking choice here. Anyways, my number 3 is where it gets a little weird because this song was actually released in '72. So before I tell this one, I just want to read the description when I looked it up. It said, AI overview. Yes, the band is often associated with yacht rock genre, particularly their hit song, which is the one that I've picked. While active earlier than the peak of the genre, their smooth melodic style and reliance on electric piano place them within the early soft rock influences of yacht rock. And the band is Looking Glass, and the song is Brandy. You're a fine
Brandy.
girl.
Yeah,
Sure.
You're a fine girl.
I knew the song before, but when I started doing this research, and
great tune.
again, it doesn't fit the
Love
timeline, but in all of my research, it's on all of the lists. It's number 4 on the Spotify top 100 yacht rock song.
It is.
I really like the song. I like the
Love
way
it.
I love the voice, and it was like their only hit. It went to number 1, and that's it. They didn't have anything after that, really.
We're out. We're done.
Right? Drop the mic and walk away.
Right. When you said
It's called royalties.
You had an early 70s song and you were afraid it didn't meet the time parameters. This wasn't what I thought of. I don't even know what I thought of, but
yeah.
And again, I love this song. I think of it as classic rock more than yacht rock, but if it says it's yacht rock, I'm with you. I'm with what it says.
Right. It says Looking Glass was ahead of its time. Their inclusion on the list is because they were ahead of their time, showcasing the elements of the yacht rock 2 albums before it was popular.
And it already defined it as smooth. It's probably more yacht rock than Fogelberg. So,
and
I would argue that,
piano.
and whatever fucking when Jimmy had Bonham is Canadian, and whatever the fuck Joe did with Prince and solos, and
right.
Touche.
No, it's.
I'll pick my one.
Right. Like, I think it falls in there, right? Like
it absolutely does.
Yeah,
it's a great song too.
Totally.
And I have a note based on what he's talking about is the time parameter. Yacht Rock has a very specific time parameter of 1976 to 1984. So that's what he's talking about with the time parameters. So carry on.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. All right. So my number 2 is, I think my last 2 are maybe a little bit basic. This one's definitely basic, but it's I Keep Forgetting by Michael McDonald.
Love it.
I like his voice. I like the way he sings, but I think I get hooked on it because I was a big fan of the Warren G song Regulators, and he used a sample.
Great sample, right?
Yeah.
Also, Young MC sampled it on Love You Slow, which I forgot about till I was doing this research. Also, I found out so it was number 4 on Billboard pop singles, number 7 on the R&B, and number 8 on adult contemporary.
It was a hit, like a huge hit.
Yeah. It was a monster.
And, one other note: his sister sang the backup vocals, Maureen.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's you talk about playing the electric piano on that. It's actually a Hammond B3 organ. It's just of the time that was the sole choice for a lot of musicians. It was either a Wurlitzer style electric piano or this Hammond B3 organ. It had a big speaker in the front, and it caused to have a little bit of a warble in there. And love the Hammond B3. Love it. It's such a signifier of that time period, and it's such a glorious instrument.
Does it come up in the documentary too? Do they talk about the Hammond?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, and I should have watched the documentary, but I
meant to watch it again.
I really wanted to, and I just didn't get around to it. I didn't find it where I was looking, and
I've seen it once, so it was awesome.
But
yeah, it's really
also
good.
I'm having to read a lot of my notes because this genre is so.
I
don't
had
know
to
a
read
lot
a
of it.
bunch of my stuff too, just because it was too thorough.
So my number one is "Ride Like the Wind" by Christopher Cross. Again, I knew the sailing, I knew Arthur's theme. I didn't really know "Ride Like the Wind," so when I started doing research, I'm like, yeah. Thanks, lyrics there, but I
It's
don't
a
know.
great
Like the
album.
sound, love his voice.
Yeah.
Michael McDonald's solid with the background. The guitar solo in it is amazing. It's really
His
good.
guitar work is so good,
It needs
right?
to be turned up. It needs to be turned up.
Yeah.
I agree.
And in fact, I did absolutely. When I was driving up north last week, I started listening to Yacht Rock, and there was a lot of songs that I was like, but that one I repeated that one more than a few times on the way up.
Yeah.
On what Joe said about needs to be turned up, it's purposefully done low in the mix because he was insecure about his guitar playing, and it turns out he's a hell of a guitar player.
Amazing guitar player.
Right.
Yeah. So if you ever watch Rick Beato, he's a music podcast show on YouTube. He's very, very good. He talked to Christopher Cross, and he talked about that, and he agreed. He goes, yes, nowadays, he goes, that would have been turned up in the mix, so you could actually hear it better. Because this is a very good solo.
Yeah.
It's funny. The average musician can be like self-conscious. It's always the ones who are overconfident, who aren't typically very good, in my opinion. But you have somebody who, like Christopher Cross, who's a very accomplished guitarist. The album was absolutely huge. Even then, he was like, I don't keep it down low. Keep it down low.
Yeah, his guitar work, his voice is phenomenal, right? But he's the kind of guy that would probably win The Voice, but might not win American Idol if you catch my drift, right? Just his appearance, right?
Yeah.
He four chair turn for that guy, but if you saw him, you'd be like,
yeah.
And maybe that's what gave him his insecureness. I don't know, but he's fucking phenomenal. And years later, when you really start to have an adult brain or appreciate music, I was like, holy shit, no wonder this won all the awards. This album is dino. You know what I mean? Where back then I was like, fucking Christopher Cross.
Yeah, no, I was the same way. Absolutely.
What the hell?
Yeah, the sound of the album is absolutely huge. You know.
I own this album and play it quite often. It's fucking great.
Oh, it's on vinyl. It's probably such a great listen.
Oh, it's great.
Oh. Anyway, good pick, man. Good pick.
Great pick.
And then my honorable mention, I don't know, it's kind of a funny song to me, but it's Pina Colada by Rupert Holmes.
Escape, yeah.
If you like pina coladas. Yeah, if you like pina colada.
Penis coladas,
or penis coladas. Anyways, no, just one of those songs that comes on, I sing it. We'd turn it up usually if there's a group of us in the car. It's not a huge song but it's one of those ones, and it was on.
But it was a huge song. Yeah,
that's my honorable mention. That's it. That's
I do like Getting Caught in the Rain too.
Yeah, it's a good song too.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't like Wet Socks, but other than that, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, Joe.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, I took a drink.
No, you had a good list, man, and there was a lot more feedback on your list, so they must have been Yacht Rock songs because everyone kind of just looked like this with my picks.
For the guy who doesn't like Yacht Rock, had his shit together more than that first guy did.
Right?
I
like when you're uncomfortable. You have shit tons of great notes.
Yeah,
I worked harder on this list than any of the other ones because it was driving me fucking nuts. I couldn't figure out what was what. I'm looking forward, to not having to listen to it for a little while.
Oh, I can't wait to listen to more.
Well, we need to make him more uncomfortable more often.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
We can have more fun. This is supposed to be fun for the guy, too, you know.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
It was fun.
Next week, we're doing country. Next show, Joe and Chris don't
take out my list right now.
It's just
two empty chairs where Joe and Chris are sitting right now.
Empty chairs.
It'll be
all right, I suppose. I promise everyone who has watched this show and listened to the show in the past, this will not be a long Joe segment.
Whoa.
It won't be. I like Chris. This is probably my hardest show to do because it's not a genre I gravitate to. I like a lot of the songs that are considered yacht rock, but I still don't go on my way to listen to them. You know what I'm saying? I think you might have a couple of samesies, maybe because mine are a couple of basic bitches, a couple that you may disagree with. But do what? I have to like the list, right? That's the idea.
Correct.
Yep. Yeah.
So my number 4 is by Michael McDonald. Trust me, it's my only Michael McDonald song, and it's not 4 songs of Michael McDonald. I should have done that. God damn it, I should have done that.
It's Zeppelin 4.
It's I Keep Forgetting Every Time You're Near. I mean, it's a good song. I had to have Michael McDonald because I know it's basic bitch, but I can't think of the genre. It's like saying, let's talk about grunge and not talk about Alice in Chains. You can't do it. So it's like he's got to be on the list. I love this song. That's why I even
slid him in on my list because I agree. I was like, no, Michael, like fuck.
How can you not? I mean, not that he defined. I'm sure a lot of these guys hate the term yacht rock, just like 80s rock bands hate the term hair bands, and a lot of grunge bands hate the term grunge. But it seems like the yacht rock guys are really, really, really hate this term. So sorry, Donald Fagen. So that's my number 4. Again, we talked about before, a very memorable voice. No one sounds like him. He's got almost the perfect low to mid-tone voice.
He's all over these songs. He's all over these lists. I said that one of my messages to my sister when she first messaged me what to look for. I'm like, Michael McDonald is all over these lists. Like it's all, and he's amazing. Like it's really good.
Yeah, so good.
It's a testament of the musician that he was, and the writer that he was at the time, especially. Yeah. That's my number 4. My number 3 is I had to pick these guys because not only do I like the song, but it's probably the most 70s duo name ever. It's by England Dan and John Ford Coley.
I love this song.
I really love to see you tonight. I love the song. It's really good. Again, not a song I go out of my way to listen to, but when I was doing the research for this, okay, I really dig this song. I do like it. It reminds me of when I was younger. Just at that time. But it's a great song. Yeah, that's
It's a great song. Were you unsure? Did you search that whether it was yacht rock?
It was it was one of the songs that my sister suggested me. It's one of her favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
Wink, wink. I like Chris, man. When you look at this genre, it's considered yacht rock. It's so deceiving of what is, what isn't. You can look at 4 different yacht rock lists, and they will say that one. I mean, okay, there's a few on there like we talked about pre-show. There, I saw a list that Huey Lewis and News was considered yacht rock. Yacht rock.
I saw Tears for Fears on a list.
I saw Duran Duran and Phil Collins, and that's not yacht rock.
That's someone's drunk.
Right. Someone is really drunk, and it's going to be me soon, but wasn't me making the list.
Well, even when I saw Hall & Oates were on a few lists. I'm like, they're not yacht rock. I mean,
yeah, that's why I couldn't. And I love Hall & Oates, but like I said, there would have been a Hall & Oates, there would have been a Toto, there would have been.
Yeah, I mean, a bit on this song. It hit number 2 and Billboard Top 100, so it's almost hit number 1. Again, you don't get any more 70s than England Dan and John Ford Coley.
Right, you don't, right? Like
no.
And everybody seems to. It's funny because I did the Climax Blues Band, and you could ask 100 people, and only 4 would know who Climax. Hey, have you ever heard of England? Oh, England Dan. Everybody knows England Dan.
That John guy. Yeah, it came from the 1976 album Nights Are Forever. It was actually the number 21 song of 1976. So
wow.
And it's probably because if my memory is correct, I don't think Zeppelin came out with an album in 76.
I was just gonna say, how's the Holy was 75, right? Or
yeah, 75, yeah. There's some Zeppelin fans screaming at me right now. I don't have a list in front of me for Zeppelin. Anyhow, this one may not be considered. This is my dink yacht rock pick right here, I think. Because even when I picked it, I was like, you know what? I don't consider this yacht rock, but Jimmy's counting down.
That's not the first time. That's not the first time.
Not for the reason you think.
All right. But it's
by the
Our sponsor, 805. Thanks, guys. Sons of bitches don't send it to Minnesota. I can understand that saying to Canada with tariffs and all that shit, but still, Minnesota's across the border. Come on.
Pull my brother up.
My number 2 is by Paul Davis.
Nice.
With I Go Crazy.
I Go Crazy.
It's a slow song. It's a slow song.
Yeah.
And when you look into my eyes,
I'm looking into your eyes, buddy. But
it's closer to some of my picks.
I gotta say this. I honestly probably pick this song because I love this song, and I would probably never ever have a chance to pick this song ever again. To be honest with you, but
it's a great song. Yeah,
I don't think of boats when I listen to this song. It's kind of a depressing song. But I just love this song so much that I was like, I have to pick the song because it was on some Yacht Rock list. I was like, okay, that's proof right there. It's Yacht Rock, right? It's on the list. I disregarded the other 3 lists that it wasn't on, right?
Right.
But I love the song so much. I have to talk about this song because it's the only time I'll be able to get to talk about the song. So it's I Go Crazy by Paul Davis. The song hit number 7 on the US Hot 100 Billboard. Canadian top singles hit number 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, did better with you.
Yeah. In an era that, they thought other Americans thought Minnesotans lived in igloos. So, not a lot of cross border happening.
Canada Light.
We both liked I Go Crazy by Paul Davis.
And he had 2 other hits, right?
Yeah. I think he had 2 other hits.
Cool Night.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a cool night.
Yeah,
which is borderline Yacht Rock as well. And in the 80s, he had one that I loved, which was a cheesy throwback to the 50s, which is 65 Love Affair.
Wow. I didn't know that was him.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he already cut his ponytail off, and yeah.
You pull some pretty fucking great references. Joe was referencing this another recording we had that you just pulled random years and songs out. It's awesome.
No, as soon as you said, I was like Paul Davis, so I had to do a quick search. I'm like, because I was like 65 Love Affair. No, that's right. And then I said, oh yeah, Cool Night.
That's right.
My brain doesn't work that way, so. Yeah.
No, I love 65 Love Affair. My sister hated it, thought it was cheesy because of the cheerleaders and the throwback to the 50s, but I loved it, right? And then that's how I knew who he was. And the song you're referencing and Cool Night, I think we're both on one of those commercials for soft rock of the 70s, with the fireplace going and all those songs scrolling.
Was it for this album?
Yeah, one of those, right?
That's what I call Yacht Rock.
One of those Time Life ones, right? Like where you're up late at night.
K-Tel.
Yeah, K-Tel. Time Life presents
Summer Breeze makes me feel fine.
You're like, I love all these songs. I should order this. Where's my dad's credit card?
Only $14.95.
Run to the Jasmine of Mine. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Nice lyric, by the way. It is a nice lyric.
Yeah. They didn't have a bill me, or I would have ordered that shit, and my parents could have paid for it later.
Parents have all these random bills. They have no idea why.
What's with all this Time Life shit showing up?
Right. I feel like everyone on that album would have smelled like patchouli.
Right.
That's cool. Bourbon go up your nose.
You know what, Joe? With 805, I don't have that problem.
Oh man,
that's awesome. Good pick. Good pick.
That's a great song. I love that song.
Again, it's slow, and Yacht Rock's not supposed to be slow. It's supposed to be like mid-tempo,
right? But
airy.
Hey, Joe, it happens, right? Sometimes you have slower songs on your list.
Chris referenced it before. If Bonham can be a Canadian band and Prince can be once known again as a solo artist,
everything.
Right. And Dan Fogelberg can be Yacht Rock.
Dan Fogelberg can be Yacht Rock. That's kind of what I thought.
My number 1 is Metallica. No, I was kidding.
Fade to Black is Yacht Rock.
No, my number 1 song we talked about before. This song is tighter than Barry Manilow's Face. This song is fucking tight.
I wasn't ready for that.
me either. Yeah. Now I can just picture
When you hear the song, it just brings you
I totally
It's
got
the
the
same thing.
visual.
Yeah. Now I'm just picturing it. Holy.
I'm telling you, man, that guy can't move his eyelids. I think he's got to go like this to blink. I don't know.
Right? I was not ready for that.
Hey, Mandy, what's with your face?
Right.
Oh, shit.
Wait, maybe he's Joan Rivers' kid.
Oh, God.
Right? He's Joan Manilow. Fuck.
Joan Manilow.
Nope.
Anyway, you never
Okay.
did say the song.
Yeah, the song is Sailing by Christopher Cross.
Oh, yeah.
Again, here's a song. Chris alluded to it too. You can't think of this genre and not say this song. You can't say this genre, this made up genre. Do you know this genre was made up by a YouTube duo in 2005?
Yes.
Yeah, I only know that because I saw the documentary, so that's how I found out.
Yeah.
But dumb. So
You're right. It's hard to have a boning song.
I mean,
and
do we
not
get to
have
make
it
up our
on
own
the
genres
list.
then? Then people can start calling,
Absolutely.
Perfect. Let's start doing it. But this song, okay, so after watching several interviews with Christopher Cross over the years, I've gotten a really huge appreciation for the guy, not only for a musician,
Me too.
amazing musician, but a human
Me
being.
too.
The guy's still very humble. The guy's
Yep.
like your next door
Yep.
neighbor. He looks like your next door neighbor, but he sings like a fucking angel. But I thought it was really cool. I did not know this, and you can this was just me read Wikipedia earlier this week trying to figure out something different about this song, right? That we don't know. Back in like the late mid 90s, Christopher Cross was on Howard Stern. And Christopher Cross said the song was about his buddy. I'm sorry, this is gonna go south real quick. About his friend, Al Glasscock. Sorry.
Holy shit.
I knew I was gonna
Al, that was
Sorry,
his
Al.
real name.
Sorry, Al.
I'm sorry. I'm unbreakable.
Whatever. Sorry. So anyhow, the song is about him being on Al's sailboat. And so when he was telling Howard about this, he goes, I haven't seen him in 28 years. We just kind of drifted apart. We were best friends, blah, blah, blah. And so Howard surprised and said, hey, here's Al. And they reconnected. And as a thank you, being the most Christopher Cross story you'd ever hear, he sends him a platinum record of Sailing as a thank you for being the inspiration for this song, which is fucking cool. Yeah, I mean, right? Isn't that fucking cool?
That's cool.
I mean, like I said,
did you read this or did you see a video? Like, I would have loved to see
I
Rob
didn't look it up. I mean, I'm sure it's probably on
anyone
YouTube,
else on the show as soon as he said Glasgow.
I was like, I know I'm gonna fucking laugh. I'm sorry, Al.
Somebody that show it nice. As soon as I came in.
That was shattering.
Before I even say his name, he's talking about me.
That's
Well,
me.
what people don't know is Al Glasscock Cox opened up for Steely Dan for 2 tours.
Did he really?
That's a dildo reference.
I know. I'm just kidding.
That's why I was like, is this a dildo?
He explains that. That was the best part.
That's a dildo reference.
Oh, Al, we're
That's
sorry
a
if you ever
dildo.
get wind of this, which I doubt you will. But I think that was just a great Christopher Cross story. Everything I see in the guy, he's like, literally
That
being a
is.
musician, I would love it. Not that I'm a huge fan, but that's a great album, right? We alluded to it before. That I would love to sit down and talk to him and just talk musician shit with the guy. Because the guy would
And he looks like that kind of guy that would, right? Like,
yeah, he totally would.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was a great story. It's like, okay, that would be the most Christopher Cross story I've ever heard, and I've got to say that story.
I would have sat down with him and he would have lost me as soon as he said, this was about my friend. Don't say it.
Don't say it. Al. Just Al.
Just call him.
Algorithm?
You can call me.
Yes.
Al.
Yes. That's my top 4. And just to be a dick, my honorable mention is every fucking Steely Dan song made.
That works.
I love Steely Dan.
I mean,
I love
so
Steely
do I.
Dan.
Here's the deal. I had this love-hate thing with Steely Dan. Steely Dan had a documentary, again, we alluded to this British show called Classic Albums, and they did a background on their album Aja. Those guys come off of pricks, and you watch this fucking documentary, and the world's largest pricks. Like, they don't hide it. They're just
you can't help but
and
love
then
the
me being a
documentary.
musician, I'm thinking, okay, you guys are these geniuses, but you are hiring other musicians to write these parts for you. Because back then, studio musicians, that was their job. They didn't get writing credit. They were just like, okay, you're a bass player, come on with a bass part. Literally,
And,
it's like,
also, by the
it's
time they
hard.
got to that album, some of the guys that were with them regularly had left, right? So
Yeah.
they subbed it out.
Except for
right?
the bass player, yeah.
Yeah.
They subbed it out to and you can't
Everybody.
blame them. All right, well, if we're gonna do an album, can we do this together? No, let's bring in all the best.
Yeah. But I
Bring in the
guess
best.
where my thing comes in, where it comes to artist rights and stuff like that, like a lot of the stuff, they have basic like a vocal melody, but beyond for the music, a lot of they fucking write. It was
Right.
studio musicians came up with it.
Bring those guys in, and those guys were so good and creative. They did it, right? Like,
yeah, they were bringing 5 different guitarists, and it's like, okay,
they'd bring in Toto.
that's the line we like. And it's like they didn't write the
Right.
guitar. It's like,
And
so
what they put Michael McDonald, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
And what they put Michael McDonald through for Peg. He was in there for a week just doing his parts. They were making him do 5 octave pegs. Each octave at a time. No, we're going to keep that, but do another octave different there. And they just kept riding him. And it turned out to be just beautiful.
Surprising you
Beautiful
didn't go.
vocal
Yeah,
alignment.
why don't you go fuck yourself, Donald?
Right.
I mean, and this was years ago when I watched the documentary. I was like, even then, before Donald Fagen said go fuck yourself, I was like, Donald Fagen, go fuck yourself, dude, because you guys are the world's largest. I mean, next to the 2 guys in Eagles, you guys are the largest pricks in the world.
Right.
And you owe your career to a bunch of incredible studio musicians. Not that I'm disregarding what you've came up with vocally or you brought to the table, but a lot of your shit was made up by other people. So I'm just going to say that.
Right.
So that irritates me. So fuck Donald Fagen, and even though they
Walter Becker.
And Walter Becker.
Rest in peace.
I hate telling dead people to go fuck off. I mean, at least I can still tell Fagen to fuck
But it's
off.
It's
easier.
easier.
It is easier. He can't rebut it. So
Right. Fuck you, Walter.
fuck you, Walter. No, I don't know. I have a big thing for musicians having rights, and one of those things like back. I mean, and this is commonplace. It wasn't just them. I mean, the Toto guys came up with 1,000 parts in hundreds of different albums. That was their job. They didn't get ready. Now that's why you see nowadays you'll see a modern song has 15 writers because this studio guitarist came up with this spot. Okay. Oh, this producer came up with
this. Back then, like I don't know why they didn't. Like it was way looser, right? Like
Steve Lukather has been asked that in a few interviews I've seen with him. He's like, "Well, that was just the job. Your job was coming there,
right?"
And
well, what do you think of this? Why don't I change it to this? You just rewrote it, and that's what the guy used. You should get credit for that, right? But
I agree. Yeah, I mean, and back in my little bands, even if I came with an entire song, if somebody came up with a new part or a different part, like okay, we just said okay, writing credit. Then it just made it easier, right? But again, that's small. That's when money didn't count because we were nobody. But still,
right.
I just see it as if somebody contributes something, they should get paid for it.
Right.
Anyhow.
Yeah. Fuck you, Billy Joel.
Fuck you, Billy Joel. Fuck you, Don Henley. And fuck you, Donald.
Right. And some of those songs were massive money makers. And and back to the whole Sting thing, right? Like some people just took all the money.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, they owe a lot of shit to Larry Carlton, the guitarist, because Larry was the guitarist on a lot of their shit. Came up with a lot of the guitar lines.
Lukather talks about him in a bunch of his interviews, right?
Musician wise and studio wise, everyone knows who Larry Carlton is, but the average person doesn't know who he is. And the guy came with so many incredible, not only guitar parts, but musical parts in popular music that no one ever knows. So that's the sad part.
He was the guy that lived upstairs from Jack Tripper, right, Larry? Oh no, that was a different Larry.
A different guy. Anyhow, that's my list.
Larry.
I promise.
The Regal Beagle.
I don't know if this was Van Halen short for our first episode, but it was my shorter segment. So that's my list.
All right, Jimmy, you're the expert.
You're the expert.
You're away, brother.
No, I'm expert adjacent. My wife would be the expert, and I live in her home, and I hear it, so I just kind of absorb it.
So teach us.
So, yeah. So I mean, my list is 100% legit Yacht Rock. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
He just disregarded all our lists in one fell swoop.
Yeah. This is the real list, kind of like.
You just look stunned during my picks.
Like what was it? 1971. This is the real list now.
This is the real list.
So the first one, number 4, is a samey. I had another song in there. It was flip-flopping back and forth for the past couple days. I took the other song out, so it's going to be an honorable mention at the end. But it's Christopher Cross, "Ride Like the Wind." The song's amazing. I have some really cool notes, but the first thing that I want to address is you guys being Canadian and watching SCTV. Have you seen the Rick Moranis recording sessions of this song?
Yeah.
But he keeps running away from the microphone and coming back. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. I love that. I've watched that on a loop for like an hour once straight, just pissing myself. I love that. But the song, it was actually written on a road trip when he was under the influence of acid, driving 100 miles an hour.
Fucking love it.
It's a true story.
I didn't know that.
There's like 15 different sources that I found, and it's also in the Yacht Rock documentary. He talks about it.
I don't remember that part. Okay,
I don't remember that part either.
I didn't see that, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Was Glasscock sitting with him? Like,
what's that?
Was Glasscock sitting beside him?
No, but he had a Steely Dan in.
Nice.
Yes. Christopher Cross is one of his best friends in life is Michael McDonald. They still holiday together. They still write music together as fun. They do all sorts of interviews together, and they adore each other. And it's a really cool friendship to see because they really respect the shit out of each other. So it's a real touching interview anytime you see them, because there's probably about 20 of them out there where they talk to each other, interview with each other. The coolest note of this whole album, the debut album of Christopher Cross, he was the first winner of what I think they call the Miracle Grammy, which is 5 Grammys: Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Best New Artist, and Best New Song. He held that record until Billie Eilish just broke it recently.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So he was the first person to do it and held it for 30 years until Billie Eilish came and did it. So that is really fucking cool, and that's a cool modern reference along with an old reference. So
it's also kind of a testament to Billie Eilish too. I mean, the chick is
absolutely,
and it tells you what.
Well, her and her brother, it's a great duo.
Right. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I don't remember her brother's name. It's like Frodo or something. Honestly, I'm not trying to be mean.
Frodo.
It's not Frodo.
Anyway, we'll move on and someone can look that up. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to anybody watching this, and please put comments in there because we would love to read them.
Oh, it's Phineas.
It's Phineas. Yeah,
Phineas. I was extremely far away yet close on that.
You said Frodo from my brain.
Phineas, Crystal Dick.
Right. So for my number 3, it's going to be Bilbo Baggins. 805. It's funny. All right. So my number 3 is Ace. How Long? I love this song so fucking much. The album was released in 74, but the song was released in 75. Still not within those time frames that Chris was talking about, but it's a staple for Yacht Rock.
Yeah, it is.
I've known the song probably my whole life, and loved the song my whole life, but I found out in the last couple years some really cool things about this song, and it's about the singer. Paul Carrack, you guys familiar with who he is?
Yeah, I love him.
Well, he was after Ace. He joined a little band called The Squeeze, and he sang "Tempted." So I didn't know that was the same person. The next reference, he was in Mike and the Mechanics.
Yes, he was.
Yep. So he was also in Roxy Music.
That I did not know.
Yeah. So I mean, the guy's had a pretty awesome career and a bunch of hits. And before he was the singer of Ace, he was not the dedicated singer at the time. He was just their electric piano, Hammond B3, organ Wurlitzer player. And then he ended up singing How Long on the debut album, and it became their biggest song ever. So that's pretty cool.
One of my favorite 80s songs of all time. He sang Don't Shed a Tear.
Don't Shed a Tear is so
I love it. It's quintessential 80s pop, man.
His voice is like top 50 voices of all time, right?
Imagine you started in like the early 70s and you're still relevant for so many different bands and so many different genres. That's a fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. Fuck. There you go, Paul.
And you'll hear How Long. You'll hear it now. Every radio station will get How Long on there, even if it's not a soft rock station. They'll find a way, right? Like
it's a great song. It was on my short list. Right? It probably was my real honorable mention. I mean, it was my number 4 for the longest time.
On mine, it was in my log jam too.
I know my heart dropped with your log jam of 35 songs. So I was just like, oh,
there's all mine, you fucker.
Canadian log jam.
Right?
Yeah, you actually named some yacht rock songs.
Right. Right. In your log jam, you did. A cool thing about the song is not about a lovelorn person. It's about a real story about a band member secretly in another band, and he was pissed off about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuckers.
That's pretty fucking cool. You want to talk about it? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did the band
I love that song.
Time?
What's that?
Did the band member at the time know about that?
Oh, I didn't read that far into the story. I have a real short attention span. So
like 20 years after
the follow-up questions.
Right? Fuckers with the follow-up questions.
Right.
Yeah. Reading a paragraph is like reading a book to me. So ADHD, yeah. I got the gist of it and moved on.
Yeah, no, it's a great pick. I'm glad you brought up Don't Shed a Tear. I love his work in Mike and the Mechanics. I've lost my dad. So in Living Years is just a great ode.
Love that song.
Much like Leader of the Band, a great ode to a father, right? It's just like, it's hard to not shed a tear with that song, right? Like,
yeah, no, seriously. I mean, Silent Running by Mike and the Mechanics is also in my top 20.
Yeah, his vocals are just mint, right? Like
they are.
And when Mike and the Mechanics was active or big, I didn't know that was the guy from Ace.
I didn't at the time. No, neither did I. No.
I didn't know until recently, like I said, in the last couple of years. Well, another cool reference to Mike and the Mechanics is that was one of those bands that I made fun of. We were talking about George Michael in the past. I made fun of them. Oh, okay, whatever. Genesis wannabe. It wasn't until I started hanging out with Joe that actually I got to listen to that because he was a big fan. And I got to listen to a bunch of stuff, and I gained an appreciation for him through Joe. So thank you, Joe.
Well, I didn't know much either. I thought it was Mike Rutherford from Genesis, a bunch of no names.
Yeah,
shows what I knew at the time.
Yeah,
right. It's kind of what I did too, right? I was like, oh, he's only doing something because Phil and Pete are doing something.
Yeah,
you got to do something too, Mike. Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are you drinking, Jimmy?
I'm drinking an 805. It's a great beer, and I really would like to thank you for their sponsorship. They've decided to only sponsor me, probably because of the tariffs and tax codes or something. But yeah, it's a genuinely delicious beer. Also, funny story, the master brewer I went to high school with in Litchfield, Minnesota, where we listened to concerts in metal barns.
Nice.
So, all right. So on to number 2. What's that? What's that?
Cattle. I'll see myself.
Good old Ethel.
We got to bring up Ethel.
Right? So, all right. So number 2 is going to be one of those songs that in the group chat when you guys were talking about it, back and forth. you guys were like, no way. It actually is. And it's George Benson, Give Me the Night from 1980.
I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong. Genre is made up anyhow, so whatever.
I love George Benson. I'm a huge fan of even his songs that aren't, the mainstream. I mean, there's a couple real big songs, but he was a jazz guitar player. Give Me the Night came out on his 18th studio album, so he had been around the block once or twice before this even happened in 1980. The song debuted *1 on the U.S. Billboard Soul charts. We talked about some of those messed up charts to begin with. Herbie Hancock is playing the electric piano on this, and the song was produced by Quincy Jones.
Nice.
Dude, it's a great song. At the very end, there's a kind of what they call scat. He's just like, "Give me the night." Ooh, oh, it's so fucking cool. If you get a chance to listen with headphones, it is such a full sound.
Yeah, man, it's a fucking wicked song. I loved it when I was a kid, man. I'm surprised it didn't make my list because, like Leo Sayer and the Kenny Loggins, it's a song I sing, right? Like, you feel all right, you give me love. Like, it just pops into my head and I start singing it.
Yeah.
Right. I know. It's great, great pick, man.
Yeah.
And we
Love
did
it.
talk about this pre-production because Chris wasn't sure if George fit the mold, right? And you didn't say much in the chat or even tonight before we started. And I was like, does he have a George song?
Yeah, you're right. You didn't say much at all. You're so much more observant than I am. I'm just
No, I knew you weren't saying much. I'm like, he's not saying much because he's gonna bash us and let us know what Yacht Rock is, or he's got a George song.
I do.
Yeah,
I almost had two on there. And
I love that track, man.
Yeah, huge fan. So I mean, I'll move pretty quick to the last couple songs here. My number one song is another song that you guys were like, "There's no fucking way," and it's Bobby Caldwell from 1978. "What You Do for Love."
Yeah, that's a good song.
What you won't do, I do for love. It's a fucking great song. And my whole life, I thought he was an African-American man. Turns out he's a white guy with a beard.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of YouTube videos of people realizing that. Have you seen that reaction videos?
Yep.
Watching it, and then they're like, "Oh my god, he's
holy
white."
shit, it's a white dude.
Yeah. You know what? It would have been on my list, but everything I was reading was telling me it wasn't. So I didn't put him on.
That song gets played quite often in our house. As I mentioned before, Jenny's an aficionado. Yacht Rock's on about 75% of the time. The other time it's TLC and En Vogue. So it's a weird cacophony of music around here. But that song, I will stop in my tracks. I will dance. I'm not a dancer, and I will sing the song out loud. I love this song. I could hit this song on repeat, 10 times and just be happy as shit.
Dude, I've known you fucking, I want to say, I don't want to say
30 years, 30 plus years.
Never fucking seen you dance.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you wiggle your ass, but I've never seen you actually dance.
Well, it's because I have a great ass and I really need to show it off.
Right. Well, everyone's going to come in second place.
I'll see myself.
And we'll watch you. Creepy.
Creepy.
All right. So I have two honorable mentions. Both of these songs I really wanted to put on my list so bad. The first one is "So Into You" by the Atlantic Rhythm Section. I am so into you. That song is so fucking groovy. It has such a cool slide to it. It's a powerful song. Yeah, I love that song. But I got it on the list with my honorable mentions. And I have one more that barely qualifies, but it qualifies. It's his only song that I guess that qualifies. And that's Joe Jackson, "Stepping Out" from 1982.
That's a good song. Combined with that's such a good song.
I wouldn't think of that as Yacht Rock.
I wouldn't think either. It's not Yacht Rock.
Great
It's a great
song.
No, but I did see it on a couple of lists.
I saw it on this too and
was.
went, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I do like that
No
song.
argument on this song. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Joe Jackson. My favorite Joe Jackson song is "Got the Time," which Anthrax redid and made it even better.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
But
So I mean, that's
a great track, man.
I like that. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily want to make me get on a yacht, but it makes me want to roller skate in a rink somewhere with a disco ball.
Totally. Right after Mr. Roboto, it comes stepping out. Right.
This has nothing to do with our topic, but I will just say this. There are 2 rock bands that can play any song and cover it. It's Faith No More and Anthrax. They can cover any song and make it their own and make it sound good.
And they seemingly have, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty much, between the 2.
And I would throw a more modern one in with those 2, and it's Disturbed because all of their covers.
But
if you liked Dave's
I know
voice,
I like Disturbed. My only knock on Disturbed is their remakes are very much like the original with some heavy guitar.
They're just heavier riffs. Right.
Modern production.
Right. Yes, modern new metal, right?
Yeah. When Disturbed came out, I was a huge fan of Disturbed, but over time their sound kind of blurred and they didn't do anything for me anymore.
Yeah, me too.
Every time that I hear them, that makes me think of Dink's wedding.
Yeah, we cranked it.
Because it was disturbing?
Because it was brand new, 2000. Like the sickness was out, right?
We were in our tuxes on our way to the wedding, and right before we left, he fucking cranked it in his condo.
Yeah, I cranked Stupefied because I was probably stupefied for heading to the church, but whatever.
Right? I didn't know that.
My wife called that love earlier and just took it all away.
Right? So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it for us. I mean, you guys have any last thoughts? Any, I want to get my song on that list. Do we need a debate?
No, I don't think so.
I look at it this way. We learned a lot of stuff. We learned about Al Glasscock. We've learned that this is a made-up genre that no one can agree on what belongs in the genre.
Nope.
Which is fine because it makes for a great debate and it makes for a it's made for this genre is actually made for the show. We like to make shit up and just go against the grain sometimes because I want to talk about this song or this song means so much to me, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
This, even though this is probably my least favorite subject we've done so far, it's actually probably the most fitting for this show because it's so wide open. You know, you can.
And even saying that, Joe, we are still pretty agreeable, or we allow things to slide, right? Where some people would really debate. No fucking way.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like your bottom reaction. No way. That's not that Dan Fogelberg is not Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
Well, they may not be wrong.
Well, I mean, with that, I guess I'm going to say my closing thoughts. You know, Yacht Rock, the whole genre came from a YouTube, couple of YouTube guys. They were putting together a little documentary. The reason I think people like and get so engrossed into this is the debate aspect of it, the argument aspect of it. I think, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. And that's really what we've really uncovered here with our picks as well. So, I mean, I think we 100% embodied the Yacht Rock conversation with this episode. So,
I agree.
With that, thank you for watching Just Ranked. Go to our website, justrankedpod.com. It's a nice little landing page where you could see all of our socials. One click, you can go to any of our socials. One click, you can like and subscribe. And that little bell, hit it like AC/DC. You'll get notifications. And I'm Jimmy. Thank you for having us. Thank you, guys. We have Dink, Chris, and Joe. Thank you very much.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.